Hey everyone, I wanted to jump on here and talk about some of the rigid work beliefs that we see, the ones that I really struggled with, especially around finances, kind of the business owner's perspectives about the fear of the businesses going under and whether you're a business owner or you're an employee. It doesn't really matter. Finances, the economy, whatever's going on, and just the fears that surround all that stuff together, because there are some really rigid belief systems that people hold based around their career and the conditional self-acceptance way, that in order to be accepted by others and to accept themselves. And then there's all of this self-reassuring mantras that they're doing. You must work harder, you must do this, and I'm going to explain why this stuff is really popular on YouTube, which is really understandable because I followed a lot of this stuff for years. And it makes a lot of sense. There's also some really good points in a lot of this stuff that you see on social media posts, etc. So before I go any further, please subscribe, hit that like button down below. Look for the direct message of Phil. You can get in there right away. And then, like I said, we work with people all over the world. We have the webinars at Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. UK time, where you can get in there and then we can, it's just a lot of fun. People really like the webinar settings because it makes them feel a lot less alone. So what do we know about work? Well, most people's careers are highly unpredictable. Whether you're a business owner or not, there's a lot of uncertainty in anyone's career. Whether you're an employee of the hospital and you're a surgeon or you're a nurse, you don't really know what's going to walk in that day. Are you going to have a collapsed lung? Are you going to have a gunshot trauma, a car accident, a stroke, cancer, or the person's going into a seizure because it's metastasizing, or maybe it's a little bit of a splinter through a kid's foot and his parents want to take him in. Anyone that works in the ER understands it's completely unpredictable. So you really have no idea what's going to happen. Business owners, there's no certainties, only possibilities, and only things that, no matter how good your business plan is, you can always go under. You can always fail. And that's scary for a lot of people, especially when you go from a really high incoming lifestyle to a very low income lifestyle. Now, we're not telling people, because what happens is when we explain Stoicism, it's just really easy to misconstrue if you've never actually practiced it over a long period of time. So we're not telling people that they have to like the fact they've lost all their money or they went bankrupt, etc. But it's just not as bad as people make it out to be. And when you have really rigid beliefs about money, and when you've attached those beliefs to your personhood and to your personality, it's very easy for those things to go crazy when things go wrong, which happens. Many of the world's richest people have lost all their money. And I mean, really have gone bankrupt. I mean, we've seen it with celebrities losing hundreds of millions of dollars. I've seen it with businessmen and women losing billions of dollars and really bad calls and having to go bankrupt. It happens. People make mistakes, but, and that's just the way the world goes. So for myself, I'll use myself for an example. What I did, I had really rigid beliefs about the way business should be. I had really low frustration tolerance, as we call it, which is coined from Albert Ellis from REBT, Rational Emotive Behavioral Therapy, which was the original CBT, as I always say, much more emotive and much less wishy-washy than the average CBT person who's helping people today. Not that they're malicious, it's just very watered down. That's unfortunate. Anyway, so I need to have money. I can't not be successful. I came from a father who was an attorney. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. I was raised in a lifestyle like that. So I saw what money can do because I said to myself, I want to have that. I want more, which there's nothing wrong with chasing and having goals for money. There's nothing wrong with having more money. You hear some really black and white statements. Money's the root of all evil. No such thing. First of all, there's no such thing as evil, more than likely. And then belief systems just cause people to do human things, right? Humans are humans and they act in human ways. You give someone a lot of money, especially when they came from poverty, they're more than likely not going to be able to handle it. It's why we see professional athletes get in trouble with prostitution and drug rings and driving crazy and getting in DUIs and going to a strip club and spending $500,000 in one day. I mean, it's all understandable. Whether you agree or not, it makes complete sense. Why would they do that? It's because they came from an environment where they didn't see any of this stuff. Now you just signed them a contract for $97 million and they're 21. What do you expect? Give me $97 million with a $65 million guarantee when I'm 21, I'd probably be fucking dead. So thankfully that didn't happen. I didn't pursue or find any talents that were hidden, etc. So those are big ones. And then obviously the fear of rejection from the self, the fear of the family rejection, oh my gosh, what are they going to think of me? I went bankrupt. This is so terrible. This is the worst thing ever. I can't stand it. And then all the compulsions that base around it. Constantly checking your finances all the time. Looking at your bank accounts way too much. Your belief system's about like, oh my God, I can't go out to eat. And we're not saying you have to be reckless, but you have a lot of people on social media that are just not living, in my opinion. Just, oh my, you can't buy this until you got X amount. You can't buy the car you want until you make the amount of money in passive income. And these are all great tactics to build financial freedom, but you don't need to do it. If you want to buy something, even if it's a little bit reckless, go ahead and do it. You live one time, more than likely, and enjoy your life. And if you make a mistake and you overspend, you can make more money or you don't. And that's the end of it. It's not, no more than that is needed. The balance, the consistency gives you hero. You got to invest every month. You got to do your retirement accounts, right? And you go to someone else. Screw your retirement accounts. You have to invest in real estate. Screw real estate. You have to do gold and silver. Screw gold and silver. You have to do equities, and you got to do the stock market. Screw that. You have to do bonds and treasuries, and blah, 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 blah. So it's, no, you can't, you can't have any coffee. Are you kidding me? No spending money on Starbucks. Ah! That's literally what they sound like. It's truly a very, very sad life. A very, very, very sad life. Most people will live a mediocre, moderate life. As Crystalia, the stand-up comedian, said, you know what? Not Crystalia. Richard Jenny, who was a comedian who took his own life, who I really liked. He was from Brooklyn. I think it was about 15 years ago now. And he said, you know what most people are? They're average. It's just the truth, right? There's nothing wrong with that. You can find a lot of contentment and joy. More money can come with a lot of problems, as Jay-Z said. More money, more problems. And that there's a lot of truth in that. A lot more problem solving, a lot more overhead for many people, a lot more expenses. Maybe they got more cars, they got 3 cars now. Maybe they have a secondary home. Maybe they just built a home. Then they drop an income. There's nothing wrong with any of this stuff. There's nothing wrong with chasing money. I mean, you could chase money as much as you want as long as your belief about money is sound. And that's really what holds many people back, including myself. So take a look at those belief systems based around money. And remember, too, people use money as a sense of false power and illusionment, in an illusionary way where they think, I have a lot of money, I'm more powerful than you. But you're not. It always reminds me of the scene in Batman with Bane, where Bane was putting his hands on John Daggett. And he said, I've given you a small fortune. He said, and you think that gives you power over me? Now it's a movie and it's obviously, dramatized and everything, but there's some serious truth in that. Some of the most miserable people, because of their belief systems I ever met, have a lot of money. Some of the happiest people I've ever met, contentment-wise, not chasing happiness, don't have a lot and they barely get by and they have a great time. They spend time in that nature and vice versa. Some of the most content, happiest people I met had a lot of money. And some of the most miserable belief system creating people have no money. So there's no right way. And just because you have more money, just because you have a better job, that doesn't give you a better opportunity for contentment. That is a myth. It all comes down to your beliefs. We are a belief system. We are neurology, beliefs, and behaviors. And everything else, there's no in between. It's just that. And genetics and socioeconomic factors that influence behaviors and beliefs. But I've never met anyone where they couldn't make some progress on their belief systems, even if the urge to act against it was really strong. And that's something to think about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget, look for the WhatsApp link down below. Direct message Phil, we get you in. Webinars every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. And I'll let you know more about that conference as it comes up. It's the first video of December, starting it off good, talking about work. I just got back from traveling with work. I'll do another holiday video soon talking about that. Always a pleasure talking to all of you, and we'll see you soon. Have a good one, everyone.